How's it going, everyone? It's Foxy here once again, and for today's review, we have a disc lock alarm for a motorcycle, scooter, or maybe even a bicycle. Now, there are tons of these little locks on the market, especially on Amazon, with various prices made by various different manufacturers, using what seems to be a similar, if not the same exact design, with the only difference being the sticker the company slap on them. Now, this particular alarm was made by the company Yoholio, or something. I don't even know how you would go about pronouncing that. Anyway, how this alarm works is very easy. All you have to do is slide this lock in between your brake's rotor, find yourself a hole or a gap, push the plunger in, and that's it. The alarm will make a chirp and the pin will be set. This lock came with 3 keys, a pouch, a spare set of batteries, and a reminder cable. I've never actually forgot to remove my locks from any of my bikes, but I've seen people, even in person, forget to remove locks and end up dropping their bikes when they go to take off. So I'm glad this particular company was nice enough to include this cable. The pin on this lock is 6mm thick. I don't believe the steel on this pin, or even the steel on the lock in general, is hardened. It's not advertised to be hardened, and for the price point of being $25, I highly doubt it would be. So don't expect this to hold up to someone's angle grinder, or whatever cutting tool they decide to use. I wouldn't necessarily count on this lock to stop a theft, more so than to deter most thieves. The alarm is loud and annoying, that's for damn sure. Definitely not as loud as a typical car's alarm, but still loud enough that people are going to look if it goes off. The alarm is sensitive, like if you got on the bike or attempt to move it around, it'll chirp and then go off. But it's not overly sensitive, so you don't have to worry about it going off just because a gust of wind slightly wiggled the bike, or what have you. The lock is surprisingly heavy and claims to be waterproof. I doubt that, because if you open up the lock, there's no rubber gasket or anything preventing water from seeping in. It's definitely water and rust resistant, that's for sure. A typical rainstorm is not going to do much damage, if any, to this lock whatsoever. It might muffle the sound of the alarm a little, but I doubt it'll do anything permanent. Submerging the device, for whatever stupid reason someone might have, will probably do some damage to the electronics, but why would you do that in the first place, you know? Now, like I said, I wouldn't solely rely on this lock as a be-all, end-all to stopping your bike from being stolen. If a thief is really that dedicated, they're gonna steal it. That being said, I'm a bit of a paranoid person. I'm not afraid to admit that whatsoever, so I prefer having multiple locks on my bike regardless. What I do is I use this alarm in conjunction with this U-shaped lock by Kryptonite. I put the Kryptonite lock on the front disc brake, making it very obvious that yes, there is a lock on my bike. Then I put the disc alarm on the back rotor in a way that you would have to actually go out of your way to see it. If anything, I want a thief to be more distracted by the very visible alarm on the front, not even considering there might be another surprise, or 2, in store for them if they decide to be brave. Now, I've used this method for about 2 years now, leaving my bike locked outside my apartment, various stores, the gym, and at work. So far so good, I've not had any issues whatsoever. That being said, one major problem I have with this alarm is the way the lock sets. You see, this plunger piece does not lock in the open position. This bothers me quite a lot because, well, you see, it's very easy to accidentally set this alarm by simply pushing that plunger in. You don't need the key for this. You can do it with your finger without really any effort because the spring behind the plunger isn't that strong. If I'm riding around, I can't simply throw this in my bag or my pocket, because if it accidentally sets itself off, you'll be hearing that alarm until you turn it off again. There isn't much left to say about this lock, so let's go ahead and wrap up this quick little review with my final thoughts. Overall, I'm very happy with this alarm. It served its purpose very well for me. It's done exactly everything I've needed it to do. I would definitely recommend not having this as your sole lock and instead using it as a secondary to a lock that is made with good quality hardened steel. But for $25, it's definitely worth checking out. So with that said, everyone, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and as always, ride safe.